All right, guys, it's Paul Singh, the market speculator with bullsonwallstreet.com, and we're going to go over my 7 current swing trade positions going into the end of the year. Let's start with the positions I actually took today. I entered 4 positions here. We'll start with the one short. If you watched my last video on Run, we talked about the parabolic short, and we're attempting it again with ROVI. That's ROVI. We've had, if we go back here to November, we've had over 100% move. It's consolidated quite a bit, so I would go more by the 11 price here. And we're usually looking somewhere between a 50 and 100% move, and not quite 100, but easily over 50%. Failed here at 18 yesterday, and then pulled back in pretty hard today. So I went ahead and took a small position here. Now, this one does have some short interest here. I don't think the shorts have all been squeezed yet. And as we know, when shorts are acting like nervous Nellies and quick to get out, which I may become here since I'm short, you can get some really big squeezes. So there still is some short interest in there that I'd be a little concerned about. So I took a really small position here. You want to protect yourself against a big gap up. Now, if it was more extended and this wasn't a feeler position, I'd be more inclined to take a bigger position. But a bit of a smaller position here. My stop's going to be over the intraday high of yesterday, and we'll look for a pullback close to the 200-day moving average. So we've still got a good 2.5 points here that we can play. Now, cyber, you remember last year, cybersecurity was one of the big stocks. This was one of the IPOs here, had a nice run up and then a big move down. And we went long and short this as it went up and came down. But now we've got this kind of W pattern that has emerged here, and we're consolidating here after the remount of the 50-day moving average. So that interests me here. And we're taking, again, not a huge position here, and I'm using a pretty wide stop here down at 43. You see this a lot where you get that W pattern. There might be some profit taking, which creates this consolidation range, and then you get the next breakout. So we'll look for a target here of around 50 to 52. Now, PayPal, I've actually been in this for quite a while. I entered around 35, and I don't remember the exact position. Here we go. I've got the arrow here. So it was right in here, a little above 35. Now we've run up close to 38, and we've pulled back in here around 37. Now again, PayPal is a recent IPO, and we have got an IPO high here around 42. So there's some room to move here. I'm looking at the near-term high here between 38 and 39 as my initial target. So we're getting close now. And I'd probably take some off here and then play for a breakout to the IPO high. And I'd probably take the full profit there, see if it consolidates some. And if it does break out through that IPO high, that's often where you get the big run-ups. And actually, Cyber did that last year. You can see here where it broke out from its IPO high and then made a 100% move up. So we're looking for that type of thing with PayPal, but we're not at that stage yet. And we're just playing this run up to the IPO high. Now, Facebook, the big play for Facebook is the breakout of all-time highs at 110, and we're at 1743. Nice move today. I entered in here around 105. I think it was when this tail formed in here, and now we're up a couple of points, and I'm going to play it to the breakout. And the FANG stocks, Facebook, Amazon, Google, Netflix, have been so strong that I'm going to try to play this breakout, because if we do get this breakout, we can get a pretty big run up. So up about 2.5 points right now. At that point, I'd be up about 5 points, but I want to play it through that 110. And if it does break through 110, we could get a really quick run to 120. You can see here, we've had some really fast $10 moves. So that's what we'll be looking for on a breakout of 110. The other FANG stock I'm in, I entered Netflix today. It put in that hammer yesterday. It wasn't on a lot of volume. So I wanted to see a continuation today, and I got that. We got the gap up here, and it's held. So we entered today. I've got the stop below here around 113, anywhere between 111 and 113. I'll make that decision as if it ever pulls back to that level. And the target will be up here close to the highs at 130, and maybe we can get a breakout to all-time highs. BIB, that's Biotech ETF, leveraged ETF. This one, the entry was around 68. basically playing this as a bottoming formation after it remounted the 50-day moving average. Now we've got a nice 5 or 6 points here. So we've got a pretty good cushion, and we're playing it to the 200-day moving average. So if it gets up in here anywhere between 77 and 79, I'll take it off and see if it consolidates. If it were to break out and get through that 200 level, then I will play it again, but I'm not going to play it the whole way through like I am with Facebook. It's just too much profit to give up in case it fails at that level. So we'll be looking up around 5 points, another 5 points, and I'll be out there. And then oil, we've been stocking oil for a while now. It's had this big drop. A lot of people have been playing that catch a falling knife where you just kind of take shots, but you want to see that bottoming formation. Looked like we might have had it in September, October. I think I did take a shot back here. Ultimately, it failed, and now we're starting to get the feel of maybe a bottoming formation here. We've got the big downtrend starting to break. We're getting some consolidation. Now either this is going to fail here, and if it failed and broke down below 1165 here, and this is UCO, the leverage ETF, but if it broke down below, say, 1150, 1160, you could actually short. But here, hopefully it holds and we can get a run up to 15 and maybe even this open gap around 16 or 17. And we've got the stop down in here around 1175, allowing it to pull back to this gap here. So taking kind of an early shot here. There's not a strong signal, but if you limit risk, that's okay. So those are the 7 positions I'm in right now going into the end of the year. All pretty unique, different types of setups here. And all of the trade report members were alerted to these setups. The only one I'm officially not taking in my trade report account is Rovi. I have a more aggressive account for that, just because there's a lot of risk in these low float kind of parabolic shorts. So, but members were still alerted that I was taking this position, but it doesn't officially count. But if you're interested in getting trade alerts and getting my nightly report on the market and the focus list, you can sign up at bullsonwallstreet.com and go to part-time trader.